Today we're at Wayne Community College, talking to a couple of guys here. We're going to be talking about the Business and Industry Center here at Wayne Community College. We're talking with Craig. Thank you, Craig, for being here. And Dale, thank you, sir, for being here. I understand you were relatively new with us here at Wayne. Is that right?
Yeah, about 28 days.
28 days. Yeah, you are fairly new, aren't you? Well, Craig, tell me about the Business and Industry Center there. Just in general, what is it?
Well, the Business and Industry Center is a sort of a spin-off from multiple departments inside of the college, specifically some stuff that was housed in continuing education. And several years back, we took these sort of what we call non-FTE generating. So they're basically more of a support mechanism for a local industry. We took those and created a separate department. And so that department currently is housed down at 210 Dixie Trail in the old Cooper Busman facility.
That's our new advanced manufacturing, or what it was going to be anyway.
Yes, sir. Currently, right now, we're fixing the roof.
Fixing the roof.
Yes,
Okay. But now, when that building is completed, what do we hope to see there? What's it going to be?
I think that right now, at this point, everybody really wants to know that. So when we finish it, I'll let you know.
Let you know. Okay, right. I shouldn't have asked. Right. Dale, what do you do here?
Well, right now I'm sitting with an interview, but typically.
Okay. How about beyond this point here? What?
Well, I'm the new Small Business Center director. And, and what I do, my role is to help individuals that are interested in starting a business, guide them through the process, either through just advice or connecting them with individuals in the community, or I'll work with individuals that have small businesses that want to expand or they're having some issues. It's a free service. There is a small business center at every community college, and everything we offer is free. We do a variety of seminars here at Maine, and we're doing some at Dixie Trail on a wide variety of topics that are basically focused on individuals wanting to start businesses. Right. And that's what we do.
Now, you mentioned Dixie Trail a couple times, and I think you said that's the former Cooper Busman facility there,
Yes,
just off South John Street.
Yes.
Dale, the small business, is this only for Wayne Community College students?
Oh, no, it's for anybody that lives.
Anybody in the community?
Anybody in the community.
Anybody who may have an idea or a desire to get into business, open their own business?
Absolutely.
Is a business plan really that important, Dale?
Yeah, if you need money, absolutely.
If you need money, well, and you plan on starting your own business.
But the fact of the matter is, we know in history that if you write something down, you tend to have a better chance of accomplishing it. So that's primarily the whole idea of a business plan. And then you use that as credibility, if you will, to go to an individual that doesn't know you from Adam and ask them for money.
Mm-hmm. So it's not only for students, it's for anybody in the community who may have an idea to want to start their own business.
And anyone that even has a business that may have some difficulty or want to make some changes in it.
So if they're out here selling bigwigs on the shelf here, and their sales have dropped off, they don't understand why. They need to look at their business and maybe consider making some changes, and they can come to you about that.
That's exactly right. And one of the reasons why another eye is better, is typically they're in the weeds. They're in it every day. So you have an outsider who can just kind of take a bigger overview, who has business experience, which I happen to have, and sometimes it's easier for me to see things than people that are stuck right on the inside.
Well, give me some background on Dale. Dale, where are you from?
I'm from Cincinnati.
That's in Ohio, right?
That's correct.
Just kidding. I knew that. So what brought you to this part of the world?
After about 30 years there, I took a opportunity to be a plant manager for a firm in Greensboro.
Oh.
So I moved the family down here and did that for a couple years. That didn't work out exactly. The partners weren't as cohesive as they needed to be.
Understand.
So I bought the business from them and ran it myself for a couple of years.
Well, that's the way to do it.
Well, it was one way, but I had a partner that wasn't really as cohesive.
Yeah.
So I sold my business to him and became a vice president for a manufacturing firm in Greensboro. Did that for about 20 years and had a real estate business, and then I had a management consulting firm, and decided to go back to school and get a couple master's degrees and get into education. So
Well, you certainly have a business background, I'll say that.
Thank you.
So the Business and Industry Center here, the small business part of it, that is your area.
That is correct.
So how do we stand as far as where we need to be here at Wayne Community College in the small business field area?
Well, actually, to be quite honest, I'm not sure. I haven't been here long enough, but I do know that this position has been vacant for a bit, so, and we've had some people that we're filling in. But I think they've done a pretty good job, so, from what I've seen. But, you know, it's a need, a constant need. You know, I think I've had 12 or 13 people brand new already. And the Chamber's been very helpful, and the Economic Development Commission, they've been helping, so they get us individuals that are interested. So it's a kind of a big partnership here. What I like about this area is it's one county, and everybody seems to be unified on one thing, making Wayne County better.
That's true.
Places I came before had more than one county that they served, community colleges, and sometimes that can be a little disjointed. So this is nice.
Yeah, that's great. Craig, he's got the small business thing all tied up here. So where does that leave you? What do you do?
So we've got several other people in our department. We've got a military business center. We're one of only a few community colleges in the state that have a military business center. Strategically, the state has put together the military business center network. And the reason why is because we're typically somewhere between third and fourth with number of military personnel inside of our state. However, we are not third or fourth the number of DoD contracts that are awarded to businesses in North Carolina. So we do have an individual, Boyce Haywood. He helps local businesses, and he's not just Wayne County, though. He's actually sort of more regional. He's got several counties that he helps out, but what his job is to help to tie businesses in this area to contracts that are out there from Department of Defense. So he's trying to help boost the economy locally and help us to get some more of those DoD contracts.
And that can be a very lucrative area.
It very well could be for the right business, if whether it be bed sheets. I know that was one I talked to him about recently. There was a company that in Eastern North Carolina that supplied bed sheets to one of the military installations. So, but if you're in the business of selling bed sheets, that was a good deal.
And Boyce is there to make that connection.
Yes, that's what Boyce is there for. He also does a few boots to business seminars, tries to help military personnel out also. So he's sort of that connector.
So he would, if a former military guy or person had a business and they were interested in expanding and maybe getting into government contracts, he would be the man to talk to.
Absolutely, absolutely. He keeps his eye on contracts as they are announced each day. He's going down through there and he's trying to match up those contracts with lists of businesses that he's consulted with here in Eastern North Carolina.
All right, but now that's only a part of the Business and Industry Center.
That's right.
Give me more.
We do have a couple more pieces. One other piece is the customized industry training. Steve Herring, who was plant manager at several areas here, several businesses in this area. Steve Herring's job is really taking businesses that are making some sort of maybe a capital improvement or they're going to expand. And what he does is uses some money that the state gives to allow for free training to help spool up the workforce to be able to meet the demand of what those businesses are going to do. So recently there was one project I went with him on a visit, and there was a company that's putting a $2.5 million investment into adding a new line on their in their company. And we're looking at trying to make sure that their employees are trained up, or even some new employees are trained up on how to be able to run this line. So Steve's got a special pot of money that comes down from the state, and every community college has got one of these customized industry training directors. And so his job is specifically to try to help make sure that they thrive in this county and really just sort of connect to some of the training needs.
So what else can you tell me about the Business and Industry Center?
We do have one other person. We have Nicole Brown. Nicole's job specifically is soft skill development for our workforce in Wayne County. So she is currently out in some of the high schools trying to help high school instructors and high school principals. She's also inside of our curriculum programs here on campus. And so she really is just trying to grasp that whole soft skills deficiency that that people are claiming that are out there, and trying to help them to better meet those soft skill needs.
So the center here at Wayne Community College it's intended for the entire community,
Yes.
for everyone here. Although located at the college, concentrating on the students here, what are some of the I'm not sure I know how to say that. What would be some of the questions that commonly come to you from students here at the college?
Typically don't have too many that come specifically to us. If so, it's usually a curriculum student that's wanting to open up their own business, and then I usually send them Dale's way.
Right.
We deal more along the lines of, with the rest of the center, we deal more with business and industry than we do with the student population.
I see.
So we're not really engaged as much with our curriculum students or with the continuing education students. The ones that are more the students that we see that come through are usually taking a customized industry training class, and they're probably already employed somewhere, or they're coming over to Dale because they got this idea that relates back to the program they're in. And so those are the typical students that we see. Ours is more so we try to serve business and industry. So we're sort of that liaison between the college and business and industry, whether that's small business or big business. We're sort of that in-between persons.
What about misconceptions? Dale, what would be a misconception about your department?
That most people think that they have to pay.
And they don't have to pay.
No, it's totally free.
No cost.
None whatsoever.
The state covers this.
That's correct.
That's beautiful.
The other misconception is that people think that we're going to do the work for them. We're going to write their business plan.
Right.
We're going to apply for the loan for them. We're going to help check their credit. You know, people struggle sometimes to understand that when they're opening their business, they do the work.
They do the work, yeah.
So that's probably been the biggest challenge I've seen in all the years I've done this, off and on. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And sometimes people get a bit upset by the fact that you're not going to do that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. I want to switch gears here just a little bit. Tell me about training trainers.
Train the trainer. Okay, so Wayne Community College is one of the few members in the state of NC3. NC3 is a National Coalition of Certification Centers. We do have 4 member schools that are in the state of North Carolina, but there are, I think, about 100 now, nationwide, maybe a little over 100. And then there's hundreds of certification centers. But Train the Trainer specifically happens at 5 schools across the nation. I think they've just added a 6th one in also. But what we specifically do is we try to take some of the best practices that we have here. We collaborate with other schools across the nation, and we help to develop curriculum around specific skills that relate back over to the use of some sort of maybe a tool. And then what we do is we specifically seek out industry to actually validate what we're doing in the curriculum. So we've got some great corporate sponsors. Those corporate sponsors, along with some instructors across the nation, we've got, last check I saw, 17 different states that'll be represented here next week at Wayne Community College. Yeah, and we'll have about 50 instructors that'll be coming in for training. And so some of those will be trained by some of our instructors here. But then after they get trained, they have the equipment in place. They actually go and take the test. They'll be able to go back and deliver this curriculum now to their students. And so really it's just helping to enhance the CTE curriculum across the United States.
Do you see this repeating itself over and over again? Perhaps this is something new that we can look forward to?
So this is actually year 3. Yeah, year 1 was our first year, 2 years ago. And
Where have I been?
Well, last year it was the week of Hurricane Matthew,
oh,
so
yeah,
it wasn't
okay.
really the best of weeks to have it. And I felt real sorry for one guy who had drove 600 miles in a Winnebago that showed up the day after the hurricane.
Oh, no.
And but it got canceled because, of course, we had a lot of flooding here. So we had to make some of those up, and so it was kind of broken up. But this is year number 3.
Yeah.
We're hoping every year that it grows. But one of the great things for Wayne County is that this is, when you look at economically, this is something that's going to help boost the economy here in Wayne County. But when you got 50 people, most of them who are coming from out of town, and they're going to be staying in a hotel for a week, and they're going to be going to restaurants here locally for a week, and we got catering here for the event for the week. It's an little economic boost for Wayne County. So the bigger this conference gets, the more economic impact we have here in Wayne County.
That's sometime next week.
Yes, it is. Starts on Monday, and we'll have people here all the way through Friday, so a week long worth of training.
Wow. Okay. Well, fellas, it's really been great talking with you, Craig and Dale. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Dale Fye and Craig Folk from Wayne Community College.